West with Living Live, and today I have the pleasure and honor to introduce to you Dr. Antoine Chevalier. Now, as you can see, he's on the move right now. Dr. Chevalier is absolutely awesome. I'm going to have him introduce himself to you once he's parked and he's in a place where it's safe to do so. But I met Dr. Chevalier at an event called Secret Knock. Many of you might have heard me talk about Secret Knock, but we had him come in and speak about the things he does, which we're going to talk about today. And if you know anybody who has, let's say, PTSD is one of the things we're really going to talk about today, but there's other things that he can help with. For example, the other day, or a couple weeks ago, he worked with me, and I am almost blind as a bat when I drive, like for distances. And so I've been wearing glasses for the last 10 to 15 years. Sporadically, but the last 5 years in particular, I will not drive without my glasses. But one session with Dr. Chevalier, and I can now see. I don't need to wear glasses when I drive. We went to a movie the other day, my husband and I was able to watch the movie without wearing my glasses. So Dr. Chevalier, I'm so excited to introduce you to my audience and talk about all the things you're working on, working at the White House. What's that like? And let's talk. In particular, I want to get down to the meat of it towards the end, where we're talking about PTSD and how you are going to eradicate PTSD. Now, if you find this valuable information, please share it out on with your audiences. And Dr. Chevalier, welcome to the show, and go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm very, very honored. So it's a real beautiful opportunity. Thank you so much. And I just came back from Harvard, where I actually gave a speech there, and I received an award for medical innovation. So that's a huge honor. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, this is really, really good. Right before that, I was in City Summit in Los Angeles, as you know, and I had the honor and the privilege to actually give a session to Randy Jackson, American Idol judge.
Yeah.
Was not able to play the bass because he plays the bass, he plays the guitar, and he had a lot of pain, and now it's all gone, and he's able to play the guitar again. So that's really good.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
I had also the honor and the privilege to treat Richard Dreyfuss in San Diego. Same thing, when he was not able to walk straight and he has some mental issues. It's also all gone. And I met you, my dear friend.
Yes, the best. You met Randy and Richard, but you met Linda.
That was so wonderful. We did the eyesight protocol, and your eyesight is like 40 to 60% better permanently. So the name of the brand is permanenthealing.com. Basically, we don't make the claim, our clients do, because that's the tagline. I have 2 PhDs. I'm doing a 3rd PhD. I've been working at the White House, new executive office building, for 17 years now as a functional medicine practitioner. During those 17 years, I've done a lot of research. I got published in peer-reviewed scientific journal. One of the breakthrough that I figured out with some colleagues in Canada is how to eradicate concussion and traumatic brain injury in one session permanently, with no surgery, no drugs, none of that. It's not invasive, and it's not scary, and it's safe. Okay.
Well, it's interesting you mentioned that, because going into the session that we went into, I did have a little bit of trepidation, and I was a little nervous and a little bit scared, because what is this? What is he going to do to me? But once it got started, it's not scary at all, because a lot of fear is something that is pre-sent to us, like what's going to happen. And so once you started this session, and I'm not going to say that it was not painful, but it wasn't painful. It's kind of hard to explain. It's like there's a feeling, a sensation of something that I'm not used to. It's foreign to me, but it's not painful. It's kind of really hard to explain. So you tell somebody, they go in with a little bit of apprehension, like I did, and then they get in there like, what, this isn't so bad at all. And the results were immediately. There were no needles, like you weren't stabbing me with any needles. There was no cutting. I'm totally wide awake. We're having a conversation. And it's so amazing. So Doc, how did you get into this? And, why so many PhDs?
So you can tell I have an accent, right? I'm
Oh, you
from,
do?
yeah, I'm from deep South Alabama, right? So, and I'm from France, and I was born in the middle of nowhere in a very small town, and my parents were undertakers. They were running a funeral home,
Mm.
and so after school, I was not allowed to play with my friends. I had to clean up the dead bodies and prepare the coffin with my dad. Yeah,
Oh
every
my
day.
God.
Yeah. So when I was 13 years old, he woke me up at like in the middle of the night, and he took me and he needed my help. So we drove to a house in the middle of nowhere, like pitch dark, right? I'm 13 years old, and the guy hanged himself. So my dad just brings the chair. He climbs on top of the chair. He grabs the torso of the dead body, and he's telling me, "Son, you better grab those legs. I don't want to clean up the blood because if I don't grab the legs, the blood can drip, and also the body might fall. So my dad would have to spend an additional hour to clean up the floor." So we put the dead body on the couch, put it in a car with a huge fridge, drive to the morgue, and then the next morning I helped my dad to prepare the dead body. That was I grew up like that, you know. So I saw education as my ticket to get out of this, right? So I became hyper focused on sport, to strengthen my will, and then also education to get out of this family. Then I went all the way to Sorbonne University in Paris, which is the equivalent of Harvard in France. I got a PhD there, and I wanted to see the world and make a real difference in the world. So I did the PhD in Zimbabwe, in South Africa, close to South Africa, for international development, helping poor people in Africa to have a better life without destroying the environment, right? But
Mm.
because my parents were very evil and it was very dark, I had to find solutions to survive. And I bumped into meditation. And through meditation, I was able to be in touch with my inner self. I did a lot of fasting. I realized that fasting was raising my frequency, so it was safer for me, and also I was more functional. I did a lot of contemplation, meditation, spiritual exercise, and I was a testing ground to see things that don't work. I knew it immediately because it was so intense, but the things would work. I knew it too because then I would be able to survive. And through the meditation, I was and still I am very heavy in meditation, and the meditation was allowing me to realized that eating red meat lowers my frequency, so I dropped that. Eating dairy lowers my frequency, I dropped that. Bread, sugar, alcohol, cigarettes, all of that. So I became a vegan, even though I'm French. So the interesting story is I started doing this in college, and when I came back to see my grandmother, you know, my grandmother is a cordon bleu. So it's a 5 course meal every Sunday. It's a tradition, right? So meat, fish, wine, cheese. And one day I came back and I told her I don't eat meat anymore. She was like, "What?" So yeah, I just meditation. You can imagine a grandmother meditation. So you know. So what are you talking about? You don't eat meat, because she took 12 hours to prepare the meat. So she took it
Mm.
personally. I said, yeah, I do meditation. I became vegetarian, whatever. She stopped. She goes, "Why did I do to God to deserve this?" And then right
Wow.
after that, it's like, "Are you gay?" I said, "No, I'm not gay. I went vegetarian." So
Oh
it was
my
this
God.
whole thing within the family where nobody would understand why I would not eat meat. So I became a vegan and spiritual, and through the spirituality and the meditation, the intuition started to get stronger and stronger. And after the PhD in Zimbabwe, my inner self was telling me, "Look, this is very nice, but the earth will take care of itself. The real issue are humans. If you really want to make a difference, focus on the humans, make them more functional." So I met an American woman there in the meditation group. I followed her, ended up in Washington, D.C. In Washington, D.C., I gave up my PhD Sorbonne for massage and Reiki.
Hmm.
My friends thought that I completely lost it. And there I took medical massage, some chiropractic courses and osteopathy and all of that good stuff. And in the class one day, they asked if someone would be willing to volunteer to give free sessions at the White House Athletic Center. So I raised my hand. There was only the three of us. So I was there, and once I was there, they could tell that I was able to keep up with what they were doing because I have a first PhD from Sorbonne, right? So like, what are you doing here, doing holistic sessions where you have clearly you're highly educated? What's going on here? I said, well, this is what happened. I do meditation. So they were fascinated by that. They wanted me to come back. They hired me, and I started working there at the White House Athletic Center since 2000, 2001, before 9/11, offering sessions to keep people stress-free and more productive. And they pay me directly. It's not taxpayer money, so people have to know that, okay?
Yeah.
And has been very successful. And it's like there is a yoga teacher at the White House Athletic Center. There is a personal trainer, and then there is also a functional medicine practitioner that helps decrease stress and get them more productive. And that's me, basically. And I've been doing this for 17 years. And so for me, I saw this as a mission. I mean, it's a huge honor. So I apply my abilities to get better and better and better and better and better. So I kept doing research and research and research and research and research. So I did a second PhD, and I'm doing a third PhD. And in the research, I bumped into a solution for concussion, and I have a solution for PTSD. I have a solution for suicide. I have a solution for drug addiction. I have a solution for autism. I have a solution for eyesight. And all of these different ailments can be dealt with in a functional, holistic way, non-invasive, 1 to 2 session maximum. So my true passion is taking care of the homeless in Los Angeles and San Diego. 75% of the homeless population in Los Angeles, for example, are military veterans. And so I treat them for free. I clear the PTSD, clear the suicidal thoughts, clear a lot of them have traumatic brain injury, and I get them progressively functional so they become from homeless, living in their car with their dog, not shaved, not taking shower. Progressively they take a shower. Then they go to the VA to claim the benefits. Then they apply for a job and they become productive members of society. The other thing also that I'm doing is criminals. I go now, I already did, now it's done. I went to the jail system and the prison system, and I actually assisted criminals. We see this guy in the prison cell, bang, bang, hitting his head against the wall like this, nonstop. Put him on the table, cleared what is inside of him, done, put him back in the prison cell, no more. So it got published. Okay, so I published that work. Okay, and now I'm doing this new modality now. That is my modality. And recently, in City Summit, in Ryan Long, our dear friend Ryan Long, right after treating Randy Jackson at 2 a.m., I drove back the day before taking the airplane at 6:40 a.m. I drove back to Ryan Long's house, and one of his friends drove 3 hours to get a session from me.
Wow.
And he was on the wheelchair. So he gets on the wheelchair. It's a huge guy. He's ex-bodyguard of Ryan, right? So he's like a Samoa from the Fiji Island. So you can imagine the type. I mean, 300 pounds, a big guy in the wheelchair. I treat him. I do this new therapy. And in 25 minutes, I stop. I mean, I'm because it's like 4 a.m. I haven't slept at all. And I have to go to the airport, so I didn't sleep that night at all. He got off the bed. He got off the bed.
Oh, shoot.
What was going on?
Oh.
The kids were in the kitchen. They were like, "Mom, you better see this." The mom came, the wife came, and she just freaked out. He has not been able to walk
Shoot.
for more than a year. And he
Okay. Let's see here. What happened? Shoot, our connection is really bad. Darn it. I don't know if you can hear me, Doc, but shoot, I hope you guys were able to hear what he's told so far. I'll hope his connection comes back. But so basically, he is working on kind of coming back. Oh, he's working on totally. Okay. He's working on totally eradicating PTSD, clearing that, because he has this modality that he stumbled upon, through all of his research. He cut out. Okay, thanks, Patty. Appreciate that. But were you able to hear him prior to that? Because Ryan's saying that he's not able to hear him. So I just wondering were you able to hear what he said until he caught up there? So let me know. But he's eradicating PTSD. So one of the problems, we have this homeless situation that it is rampant, right? I bet you can agree with me that homelessness is rampant. Okay, he's coming back. Awesome. And I'm trying to bring him back on here. Okay. Doc, can you hear me? Oh, your connection is really bad. I'm not sure what's happening, but it's you sound like an alien. So I'll just keep him on there. Hopefully I can see him up on my screen, but we can't hear him. So he's working on totally eradicating PTSD. And, the homeless situation is gone rampant. And about 75%, from the studies that they've done, 75% of the homeless are veterans, are our veterans. And so I believe, and I'm not 100% sure, let me see, cut out when the gentleman got out of the chair. The gentleman got out of the chair. Oh, there was someone in a chair? See, I didn't even see that. I was so oblivious. I was so focused on looking at him. But so the homelessness, if you think about it, if 75% of the people who are homeless are veterans, what does that mean? Does that mean that most of them have PTSD? Is PTSD something that causes a person to, is he back? No, darn. PTSD, is that something that causes a person to get into a mental state where they, lose control or lose track of being human and become homeless? Oh, talking about him getting out of the chair. Yeah. So yeah, Ryan Long is a friend of ours. He's the creator of the City Summit. And what happened was this gentleman, and I can share the video. I'll share the video in the comments below. So it's this gentleman who had been in a wheelchair for a year, and Dr. Chevalier went to visit him and was able to help him to get out of the chair. So he did his procedure on him, and he was walking. It's so incredible to watch the family, like the look on their faces that, oh my gosh, he's walking. They haven't seen him walk in a year, and he was able to walk. Absolutely amazing. So what Dr. Chevalier is, I will meet with him when he comes here in San Diego. I'll do a live video with him when he's here. If I can get him to break away for like 30 minutes, I'll take it. 10 minutes, I'll take it. Because he is absolutely incredible what he does. The people he has helped along the way, there's been hundreds that he has helped. And he wants to, though, eradicating PTSD, there's millions with PTSD around the world. So we're starting in San Diego and Los Angeles. And the reason for that is I'm in San Diego, and he and I have joined forces together. And I want to share with you how you can help us by, making a difference and by helping us get these homeless veterans off the streets and into homes. I mean, it's not that we don't want all the other people off the streets and into homes, but my charity, the Giving Angels, our mission is to get homeless veterans off the streets and into homes. So I want to get the veterans off the streets first because, they put their life on the line for us. They are what has given us who has given us our freedoms that we have. And I know I hear a lot of people say, we don't have freedoms, our freedoms are being taken away from us. But you know what? We still have a lot more freedoms than other countries have. And I myself am very grateful and thankful to them who have served. My son was in Afghanistan and Iraq. My husband served in Vietnam. My father served in Korea. My son has PTSD. Fortunately, he has not a very high level of it. So he's functioning, he has a job and everything, but because Dr. Chevalier is trying to come back. But so the Giving Angels, if you type TGA in the comments below, my messenger bot will send you a link where you can make a donation. Every dollar counts. My mission with Dr. Chevalier is to be able to get him to fly around and have our nonprofit pay for him to fly to these homeless encampments so that he can go in there and he can perform his procedures on them. So that's what I want to be part of. So, hey, Doc, you want to see? Can you hear me? Shoot, he's got a bad connection. Maybe they don't want you to hear. Maybe the internet is stopping this conversation. Just kidding. I don't know. But hopefully he'll be able to hear me in a minute. So look, check out his website. I don't know if he's got it up yet because we were talking the other day and he just bought the domain the other day. So I'm not sure what level it is yet, but go to permanenthealing.com and it is Dr. Antoine Chevalier. He's absolutely amazing. He's going to be out there. He'll be on Dr. Phil, like we already know. He's going to be on Ellen. He's going to be on all these shows, Good Morning America. And you can say, I met him first at Living Live TV. So anyway, we're working together to, end this awful thing, PTSD. There are a lot of, from different areas. Oh, he dropped out again. Okay. So, there are a lot of people who have PTSD. I don't even know the numbers, but I know that for the veterans, it's in the hundreds of thousands. And so we want to eradicate that. So again, I'd love if you would like to be part of our mission to not only eradicate PTSD, but let's get those homeless veterans off the streets and back into homes. So as you may have heard him say, is that when he does his process, his procedure, that what happens is their PTSD, it clears up. Yay, you're back.
Back.
Me? Oh my, it's hard to do a show without you because you're like with the man with the knowledge, So, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yay. Okay. So I was just sharing with them about how the Giving Angels is partnering with you and, raising money so that we can get you to fly all around so that you can go to these homeless encampments and you can, help cure them from their PTSD.
Right.
Because once you can clear them of that, that's when they start to become functioning.
Right. Exactly. So the project is very simple. I need 30 homeless in one location, whether it's Los Angeles or San Diego, I don't care, or maybe Phoenix, Arizona, whatever. I need 30 homeless that are preferably military veterans, and then I need their permission to basically do a medical assessment, like something basic, not something sophisticated, and publish the results, okay, before and after, and participation in a documentary. So we get a scientific publication of what we do, use in social media to tell people, hey, there is a solution out there. We can actually turn around the homeless people and make them productive members of society. And that would be so beautiful and powerful and so needed right now because it's such a problem. I mean, in the US, it's nationwide. Because they do that, right? They sacrifice their lives to protect us. They come back home and really they become homeless. A lot of them are homeless. 70
Mm-hmm.
are military veterans. So it's our duty to get the job done, okay, once and for all, and get them back on track so they can be happy and be part of us, the civilian society. It's a transition between the military life and the civilian life, and this is what it's all about. So the money will be used, okay? The money will be used for me to travel in one location, have 30 with a partner, let's say with Linda in San Diego, let's say as an example, or Los Angeles, right? Then I have 30 minimum 30, because 30 is statistically significant, right? For scientific purposes, scientific publication. So I get 30 military veterans who are homeless. I do a quick health assessment before the session. We do the session. We do an assessment after. We monitor them for like 1 to 2 months, and we see the progression. And all of this with a camera, so we can put this in a documentary. That's what the money is going to be used with, of course, 100% accountability and transparency, with 100% integrity. That's what the money is
Yes.
going to be used. Yeah.
And this is so important. So some of the things, like for example, why homeless people? Why not people who are not homeless? So let me answer this, if you don't mind, doctor.
Yeah.
Why homeless and why with PTSD? Well, because, and he also, this is like what really got me when I was talking to him the other day, and he says the more mentally bad off they are, the better, because that's when we're going to see the drastic change.
Yeah.
So this is why he needs 30 homeless veterans who have PTSD, who have mental health issues. Because what happens is, because when they have mental health issues, a lot of times what happens is they lose their VA benefits because their mental capacity is so poor that they forget to follow up. They forget to go and go to the VA and check in, and because of that, they lose their VA benefits.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. So because of this, we need to find these people. This is going to be a very hard task, just finding 30 homeless veterans who have PTSD, who are mentally unstable, so that we can put together this documentary. So that's our first ask, is if you have connections, great, deep connections to the homeless community, or an organization that has deep connections to the homeless community, I need to talk to them, or Dr. Chevalier needs to talk to them. And I prefer to go through me, so that way I want him to do his work. I don't want him to be, coordinating things. I want him to do what he does best, and I do what I do best. I do really good coordinating. I get Dr. Chevalier to the location, and then he cures these people. And then we have videographers. I have them lined up. We're ready to go, so that we can record this, do a documentary on it. You'll see where all of your money is going. You're going to see how your money has changed people's lives. Remember, this is a ripple effect.
Yes.
All of this is a ripple effect. This affects our society as a whole. So if we can lift them up and bring them out of homelessness, imagine the ripple effect positively that will have on our society. So sorry, I just get really passionate about talking about this, which is a good thing, right?
This is true. This is true. And you're about to see my son. Come back here.
Okay, cool. Let's see him. Aw, hi, baby. Oh my gosh.
Say hello.
Oh, he actually waved. Oh, cute. Is he 2? Is 2 years old?
So once we have that model, basically 30 homeless PTSD military veteran, scientific publication, documentary in Los Angeles, let's say, as an example, then we can replicate that over and over and over everywhere. So it becomes a national movement, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it's kind of like a revolution. Okay, we revolutionize mental health. That's what it is. Now, once we do this, we can take it to another level, where in jail we get 30 gang members, or 30 serial. I already got published on a serial killer. I turned around a kid who is mass murdering 78 animals, and he almost killed his entire family. And he was a heroin addict. In one session, he stopped everything because his sister died of heroin overdose, so he didn't want to die like his sister, and he came out of high security prison. He didn't want to go back to jail, so he wanted help. So his mom is a friend of a friend. She sent me, had access to him. In one session, he stopped heroin, and he stopped killing animals for fun. The second session is going back to school, and he's learning fashion, and he wants to start his own business. So that's just the beginning. It's just the beginning, something bigger that we can replicate for PTSD, but also for other mental health disease or illnesses that is easily replicable And we, Los Angeles, San Diego, Chicago, Washington, DC, New York, etc. And that is could be the start of a movement that will be very beautiful and powerful and very much needed for people.
For sure. And, it's really cool because, once he gets those 30, and everything starts moving along, is like he also is training people to do the same thing that he does. He needs an army. He's the one guy, he can't do this all by himself. So, so tell us, why don't you tell us, like, for a future, what type of people fit well for the training? And it's not something that they have to be certified in, or do they?
Yeah, they will be certified. So we are building the brand right now. We're building the franchise. There will be a school, and you will get a training and you get a certification. Anybody that is from a massage therapist, occupational therapist, physical therapist, chiropractors, nurse, osteopath, medical doctors, acupuncturists, all of the above. Because I'm already teaching electrical acupuncture to these people, so I know how to teach. I'm very familiar with these colleagues, and basically it's just a matter of adding this new modality, internal integrated therapy, with electrical acupuncture, and we combine those two, and it works really well. And I can teach this, and they will get a certification. Then we build an army. We build an army of good people, okay, good people who are capable and have integrity, and then we can turn around communities, and stop the madness, and stop it. Just stop it and get it done. You saw my son is 2 years old, almost 3 years old. This is for him, it's for the next generation. We have to make this world a better place for the kids, honestly.
Exactly. So I'm going to have a couple asks here. So first of all, we have Mary Lou's. Thank you so much, you and your husband, for serving. Appreciate that. But she says her and her husband, they're both vets. They have broken health. PTSD is one of their problems, and bipolar. So in addition, fibromyalgia, which I know you can cure that as well. And she was wondering if you'd be traveling to New Mexico at any time.
Well, so that depends. It depends. If you want me to go to New Mexico, then I need 30 military veterans who suffer from PTSD and are homeless, because that's the top priority right now, in order to gain credibility for this movement. Okay. So, New Mexico, yes, I will fly to New Mexico and treat you guys if you manage to give me 30 homeless military veterans that suffer from PTSD. Okay, yes, then I will do it, and I will treat you, as an exchange. So whoever, right now, the first person, okay, who's going to manage to line up minimum 30 military veterans, homeless, suffering from PTSD, I will fly, and that's it. So I don't care if it's Los Angeles, New Mexico, New York, or whatever. It's all boiled down to the person who's going to be able to get the job done and get these people lined up for me, so we can do the scientific publication and documentary. Then I will be there. That's it.
Exactly.
Simple.
Yeah. And that's a good point there. So, and also just let you know is, Dr. Chevalier, he, does this. This is his work that he does. So if there's somebody who's not homeless, veteran with PTSD, he can also treat you, but there's, there's a cost for that. So for example, anybody that I refer to him, the Giving Angels he'll donate 20% to the Giving Angels.
Yes.
So anything, like if you, like for me, for example, eyesight where I'm like 60 to 70% improved eyesight. Like I don't need to wear glasses when I drive anymore. I didn't need to wear glasses at the movie theater, and I was actually able to read it. So if that's something you're interested in, he does have a cost for that, and he can, take care of that for you, fly to you or you fly to him. We'll figure that part out. But then 20% of that will be donated to the Giving Angels. That will can further our mission to get those homeless veterans off the streets into homes, cure their PTSD, have them become, operating members of society, have them wanting to go out and actually get jobs instead of, using the benefits from the VA. You know what I mean? So this is all about, like, our mission. The doctor and I are so much in alignment. It's like, this is going to happen, and we would love you to be part of that. So if you want to be part of that, go and type TGA in the comments below, and my messenger bot will send a link to the website, The Giving Angels, so that you can make a tax-free donation. We are a 501c3 nonprofit. It's legitimate. If you know me, you know that I'm honest and upstanding, and your money is going to go to the right place. We are a volunteer organization, so none of the money goes into our pockets. It all goes to further our mission. So that mission is going to be, like have to fly the doctor places, right? We have to get him to where he's going to go. It can't be on his own dime, because it's just like he can't afford to do that, like everything for free. So we got to get him to where he needs to go. I got to hire videographers and editors to create the video. And we want you to be part of this. So if you want to be part of that, go ahead and again, type TGA in the comments below, TGA, and my messenger bot will send you that message. And then Ryan here, just so you know, Doc, say hi to Ryan
Hi,
Gogger.
Ryan.
So Ryan, he's
Hi,
the
Ryan.
reason I do all these videos. He's the one who challenged me to do a video 4 years ago. And look where it is now. I'm Doc, and now I'm doing videos, helping to get homeless veterans off the streets. You know what I mean?
Yes. Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
So
It's so awesome. And then there's Jan. We have Jan there, and then we have Patty. So I want to thank you guys so much for being here. So Doc, we know what your needs are. So we're and I love how, we're very focused, right? We have a first need. There's an ultimate goal where we're training an army, but our first need is to get those first 30 people.
That's right.
That, homeless veteran, PTSD, who's living on the streets, because
right.
we want to make sure that we can further our mission. And so that's what we're here for today, is to really to check in to see if you know anybody in connection with the homeless community in your town who can help you find 30 homeless veterans with PTSD. Please connect with either me or Dr. Chevalier. You can go to Dr. Chevalier. Go ahead. Let's see. I think I have a link up there somewhere. I don't know. I'll put a link to Dr. Chevalier's name, and he'll, friend request you. And he's absolutely amazing. I love what he's doing, and he lives in integrity, and he's living this. Like, this is his life, and he's living it. And literally, he hardly sleeps at all. I don't know how he does it. He's alien. Well, he is from a different country.
Right. Well, they since I don't eat meat, I don't eat cheese, I don't eat bread, I don't drink alcohol, I don't smoke cigarettes, and I don't believe in extramarital affairs, so they kick me out of France. So they say, you're not French enough. You're too boring. And I believe in meditations, which is not French at all. So
we love the French people.
Yeah. So, but the thing is, look, the homeless is the number one priority. If we can treat the homeless, we can treat you. Okay, that's number one.
Yes.
But also, we're on the same boat. Like, we are all connected. It's really an illusion to believe that you are separated from the homeless or the tree or whatever is around you or the earth. And that sooner or later is going to have to be addressed and shut down so people can wake up, because it's this kind of illusion of safety that you go to work. This is 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. job, and you've done your job, and you're feeding your family, and everything is fine. But you know what? If you have people on the streets, sooner or later, it is already affecting us globally anyway, and it's our duty to take care of each other. And we are not. It's really the ego that makes you believe that you are separated from the homeless. You're not. You're really not. And you take care of the homeless. It will take care of you too. There is a higher power. There is a higher power. And if you take care of those who cannot take care of themselves, the higher power pays attention, and it will help you. You don't do it for that purpose, for that intention, but there are laws in this universe, and the universe will pay attention to this. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's so beautiful. I love it. I could hear you speak all day long. But okay, Emma wants to congratulate you on the Viva la France, the soccer team.
Yeah, we won the World Cup. I mean,
he was so excited.
This is amazing.
You're not even French anymore. What are you talking about?
I'm French when we win the World Cup. How about that? No, I love France. I love France. I love the French. I've lived in 16 countries. I worked in I was a Buddhist monk in Thailand for 4 weeks in Chiang Mai. I was working in Brazil. I went to French Guiana, Senegal, Mozambique, Canada and European countries all around, Japan, and so I'm more like a world citizen, and so which motivates me even more actually to get the job done, because
Mm-hmm.
we really have to do this. I mean, no, we can't afford to pass these problems to the next generation. We are the generation of problem solvers. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
we have to end the madness now. We just can't keep doing this nonsense over and over from one generation to another. It has to stop. Okay, and the suicidal rate really is up to the roof. We're doing with PTSD homeless right now. This is a top priority because they are veterans and we owe them the minimum. And the next project is going to be on suicide because you
Mm.
have a lot of teenagers who are committing suicide. A lot of
Wow.
teenagers are committing suicide, and that will be the next top priority for whatever reasons: drug addictions, video games addictions, Facebook addictions, technology. There is all rage, and I already did this many times. We can end this too. We can keep them from committing suicide.
Wow.
That has to be done because this is our kids. Our children's on the next generation. These are our next leaders, and we better take care of them.
Yeah. Oh gosh. I'm just so blessed to be part of this. And I want to thank you for, trusting me
Yeah. Oh
to,
yeah.
help you with this mission,
Absolutely.
because this is huge undertaking, but you know what? We're ready. And you can tell the passion, the passion that he has, and you can tell the passion that I have for this, because, we just want this planet to be a better place. We know that it can be better. And we truly, honestly believe that. And that's why we're doing this. And I know that you listening are in the same boat as we are, because we attract to us who we are. So I know that the passion that I have for this is a passion that you have for something as well that's big and, and want to make a difference. So my friend Jan, she's a mental health advocate. So she might be maybe somebody to talk to, about helping to form your army, being part of your army.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that. Yeah,
Yes. So
definitely.
I'm really looking forward to this. And there are a step 1, step 2, step 3. So
Yeah.
of course, once we have established ourselves and we have the scientific credibility with the documentary that this approach works all all the time, or more than 95% chances of success, which is the confidence index, which gives us the scientific credibility. Once we
Mm-hmm.
have this, then we can start opening a school. But we need to do that project first, and then and then we do the school after.
Gotcha. I love it. So please share this out. I want to thank you, Emma, for sharing so people can understand what PTSD is, and that there is a cure for it. It's not something that that people have to be stricken with their entire lives.
No.
And then again, if you'd like to help us with this, to make this difference and be part of this movement that we're making, please comment the word TGA in the comments below, which stands for the Giving Angels, by the way. And then my messenger bot will send you a link to the Giving Angels website, so that you can make a donation over there. If you can only, afford $5, please go ahead and send it over. Don't drink a cup of Starbucks that day. Just go and send over your $5, and because every dollar counts. It creates that ripple effect. So, please share this out as much as you can. We want to get the word out, and that there is a way to help. There is a way to help. And we just need to get the proof so that he can continue on with his mission to get to where he wants to go. So Dr. Chevalier, you have any parting words you want to say? Because I know we've already gone over your time, and I really respect you and your time. And I know you got more people's lives to save over there.
Yes, well, thank you very much for the opportunity. And we just keep it simple. Just keep it simple and get it done. Okay?
Yes.
Just get it done. And then we can talk more. After I think the time for talking is way past. Now we
Yes.
don't have much time anymore. Okay? We just have to act. Okay? So let's just get it done. Okay? That's my
Exactly.
message. Just get it done.
Awesome. And the last ask I forgot, because the ask is, we want to get him out there on shows. So in the news,
Yeah.
big news stations, on the Today Show, on Good
Yeah.
Morning America, on Ellen, on
Yeah.
anybody's show, Dr. Oz, Dr. Phil, Dr. C, Dr. F, I don't know. Just let's get him on these shows. So if you have a direct connection to anybody in those type of areas, like on TV stations, news stations, what have you,
Yeah.
let's get him on there, because this message, like he said, the talking is over. It's time for action. We have to take action, because talking does nothing. It does nothing. It's like education does nothing if you don't use it.
Correct.
So we are in action, and we want to see this happen. So we really we need more people like you, Mr. C, Dr. C, Dr.
It's
C.
coming. It's coming.
Yes. We got to do the first step first, which is the 30 homeless veterans who have PTSD.
I mean, we have this one done. We're good to go. We're really good to go. I mean, it's done. Yeah.
So, and check out his website, permanenthealing.com. Yeah. And Dr. Chevalier, I look forward to seeing you when I know you're coming for a secret knock, right?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So he'll be here if you are in San Diego, or if you want to fly to San Diego. If you want to meet him in person, I highly recommend you attend Secret Knock, September 12 and 13 in San Diego. He's coming back. He came here last time, and it was his first introduction to it, and that's where I met him. And, it's just, there's so much amazingness that happens at that event. So he's coming back. I'm so excited. And you'll have an opportunity to meet him, talk to him in person, and, just really, really get to know him on a personal basis. As you can see, he's a very kind, caring, giving, compassionate person. So, so Doc, I want to thank you again so much. And I can't wait to see you in a little less than 2 months.
I'm looking forward to it.
You have a beautiful day, and thanks for your time and your time away from your family to do this.
Thank you so much, and have fun, guys. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Yes, let's do it.
Let's do it.